says that Jesus was walking by the Sea of Galilee, and he seen Simon, Peter, and Andrew, his brother. They were casting a net in the sea. They were fishers. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And they straightway left their nets and followed him. And then he seen James, John, and his father in a ship and mending their nets. And he called to them. And they immediately left the ship and their father and followed him. They immediately left the ship and their father and followed him. They straightaway left the nets and followed him. What is it that's holding you back? That's keeping you from going deeper into God. That's keeping you from walking into your kingdom assignment. That's keeping you from walking into every door that God has called you to. What is it that's holding you back? What are you willing to let go? Just like these fishermen, they were willing to let go of the very things they valued. They were willing to let go of the people that they loved. They left their father immediately. They didn't ask why. They didn't ask what's the plan. They said, yes, I'll go. And they followed Jesus. What is it that's keeping you in the same place that you have been year after year, week after week? What is it that's keeping you there? Because there's something that you have to let go, that you have been valuing so much more than God in order for you to walk into your divine purpose. They were willing to let go of their nets. They were willing to let go of what's familiar to them. And you got to get to the point that you're willing to let go of what's familiar. Because just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's God. Just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's a good thing. I know that friend is familiar to you, but God told you to let him go, so you got to let him go. I know that job is familiar to you, but God told you to let it go, so you got to let it go. What is it that you're holding on to that's familiar that God is telling you to release? Because yes, they cared about their nets. Yes, they cared about their father, but they cared about their purpose, their kingdom purpose more. They cared about following what Jesus said more. And you got to be willing to sacrifice. That's what they did. They sacrificed to follow Jesus. What are you willing to sacrifice to follow Jesus? Are you willing to sacrifice that spouse? Are you willing to sacrifice that house? Are you willing to sacrifice whatever it is that God is telling you to remove? Are you willing to sacrifice that habit? What is it? Because God is ready for you to follow him immediately, so he can start to bring you into your kingdom purpose. Because you know what hurts more? Staying in the same place. What hurts more is staying in disobedience. What hurts more is never elevating and going towards your next. What are you willing to let go of for your kingdom assignment? He said they followed Jesus straight away. They immediately left their ship and their father and followed him. They trusted Jesus. Do you trust Jesus enough to release it? Do you trust him enough to say, even though I love this thing, even though I love this thing, even though I love and value this jewelry, this car, the environment, what's familiar, I'm willing to sacrifice it to you, God, because I want you more than I want this thing. I want you more than I want the money. I want you more than I want what makes me comfortable. You think it was easy for them to just say, okay, and just leave their nets? But they did it anyway. And you got to get to the point that you do it anyway, because something is holding you back from getting to your next level. Something is holding you back from tapping into your better self. Something is holding you back that's keeping you from going deeper into God. Because there were times where God was calling me deeper, But I knew in order for me to go deeper, I had to let go of some things. I had to release some things, but I wasn't willing to. And guess what? Because I wasn't willing to, that kept me in the same place year after year. It kept me in the same environment year after year because I wasn't really ready to release it. And I want you to be in this season ready to release. Release anything that is not ordained by God. Release it. Because just because it's familiar, just because it feels comfortable, just because it feels like it's a good thing, does not mean it's a God thing. You got to get to the point that you're willing to sacrifice whatever it is for God. That you're willing to be obedient and say, yes, I'll follow you. Even though I don't know the direction, even though I don't know your plans fully, I know that I can trust you. I know you have my best interests at heart. I know you always got my back, so I'll follow you. Because when God tells you to release something, that means he got something more coming. He has something more coming. So even though you're releasing it, there's still so much more to come. So you're holding on to that one thing, and God has overflow that's coming. So make the decision to let it go and follow Jesus and go deeper in him, or stay where you've been staying. Do what you've been doing, hoping that something will change, hoping that it's going to knock on your door and the opportunity was going to be handed to you. You got to do the work, because at some point you're going to have to look in the mirror and you're going to have to say, who am I? And the life that I am in today, is it where I want to be? And if it's not, what do I need to do to work on getting the life that I want? Your decision, your choice. But God is calling you. He's calling you to follow him fully. All right, chosen champs, I love you. I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe.